Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala in the subject Information Technology and paper Web Application Development. In this module, we will learn how to handle events in JavaScript and how to perform validation using JavaScript. So, learning objective for these modules is how to use dialog boxes in JavaScript, which is GUI features of JavaScript, how to handle event in JavaScript. We have already discussed about event in previous module, and what is regular expression and how can we use regular expression to validate certain content in JavaScript. Finally, we will write down code to validate element using JavaScript. So, let us start with dialog boxes. Dialog boxes is a features which can be used to pick up user input or display small amount of text to the user by using dialog boxes, and these dialog boxes appear as a separate window and their content depends on the information provided by the user. That means, it can be used to display custom messages to user for either provide message or accept input from the user. So, JavaScript supports three types of dialog boxes. First is alert, which is used to display message to the user. Another is confirm. The difference between alert and confirm is, in alert we just notify user about something, and in confirm we are confirming confirm the action by the user using two buttons called OK and cancel. If user presses OK button, it means he accepts his action, and if it press cancel, it means he denies the action. So, confirm is used to take confirmation from user. The last dialog box, which is prompt, is used to get input from the user. So, it displays one dialog box where you can type some input, and once you finish typing, you can press OK button to submit your input to the JavaScript. So, these are the three dialog boxes that you can use to capture input from user or to notify user about some action or to confirm the action of user. Now, we write down code to use these dialog boxes inside your program. So, here is our interface. At the bottom of screen is our interface. So, it displays one heading dialog box demo and it has a 3 button. Now, whenever user clicks on first button, we want to display alert message or alert dialog box. Then the second button, whenever user double click this button, we want to show confirm dialog box, and whenever user moves mouse over this show prompt button, we want to display prompt dialog box. So, here on screen, whatever code written in green color is a HTML code, and whatever the code written in red color is a JavaScript code. You can see on the screen that the code for JavaScript starts with script tag, and generally we write down JavaScript code inside head tag. So, we define three functions show1, show2 and show3 that respectively displays alert, confirm and prompt dialog box. So, how to define function? This code also demonstrate how to define function. So, function always start with keyword function, then you have to give function name, and if your function takes some argument, that you have to supply by comma separated values. So, here is a function show one, which displays alert, which takes one parameter, which is message to be displayed to user. So, what message this alert dialog box will show to user is this is alert dialog. Similarly, we write down second function which displays confirm, which again takes one argument, which is message to be confirmed from user. Here you can write down message like, are you sure you want to delete this record, or are you sure you want to exit, or something like that. For here demonstrate purpose, I just write down this confirm dialog. Now, in function 3, which is show 3, I define one variable. So, where is a keyword which is used to define variable. Here name is the variable, and we assign value returned by prompt dialog box to name. So, prompt again takes one argument, which is message to be displayed. Here you can write down, enter your name, enter your area, enter your marks, whatever you want to display, and that value entered by user, and when user press OK button, it is stored inside these variable. Here I am asking for name. So, in alert again I display that value by message you have entered and then your input. So, here plus operator is used to concat two strings. First is the message, another is the variable which stores value entered by user. So, this is how our JavaScript works. Now, as we discussed earlier, I want to show alert dialog box when user clicks on this button. I want to show confirm dialog box when user double clicks on this button. So, here in HTML you can see that button element is used to display button, and in on click event handler we call this function show one. So, you have to write down on click, which is event handler for click event, and is equal to and function that you want to call when user clicks on this button. So, this is how show one works. Now, in second button we want to perform double click. So, here I write down on double click is equal to and the function I want to call, which is show 2 in this case, and the show alert, show confirm and show prompt is the text for these button respectively. And I want to show prompt dialog box when user moves mouse over last button. So, here I handle on mouse over event and I call third function. So, this is how our function works. Now, we demonstrate these inside browser. So, let us see this code inside browser. So, here is my file dialog box. So, I click on that, it displays 3 buttons as I mentioned earlier, and when I click this, it displays this is alert dialog. So, you can see this is alert dialog is a input given by argument, and when I press OK, it disappears. When I double click this show confirm, it displays this confirm dialog box and 2 button OK and cancel, and when I move mouse over this last button, it displays this is a prompt dialog. So, here I type my name and press OK. So, it returns this value inside name variable and alert display these value using message and variable value. So, this is how our post. So, these program demonstrate event handling as well as dialog boxes inside JavaScript. Now, we want to demonstrate one of the inbuilt object which is called window, and I want to open some window inside your code. So, here is our interface. Here I write down type URL to open website, and here I write down open a EPG Pathshala. So, whenever user clicks on this button, it will open EPG Pathshala home page. So, now obviously you come to know that this is a on click event. So, I have to use on click event handler. So, again if you see this code, here input type is button, value is the whatever the name I want to display for button, and here I use on click event handler, and inside on click I call open EPG function. So, here open EPG function is defined, where I use inbuilt window object method open, and inside open you have to type URL, which is nothing but this. So, whenever I click on this button, it will open EPG Pathshala home page. Now, let us try to show this in browser. So, here is my interface. I am clicking on this open EPG Pathshala button. So, a new window is open, where it displays EPG Pathshala home page. So, these code demonstrate how to use window object in your JavaScript and its open method. It also demonstrate click event. The next code is how can we handle keyboard event in JavaScript. So, here I created one simple interface where user need to type his name, and whether caps lock is on or off, your input is automatically converted into uppercase. So, here in HTML I write down student name and then take one input type text, and its ID is sname, and on key up I call this function called to upper. Now, what we write down inside to upper is we get these element by its ID, which is sname. So, we write down document dot get element by ID sname, and then we convert sname value into uppercase. Now, how this works we will see in browser. So, here is my interface, my caps lock is off. You can see that as I type, the character is automatically converted into uppercase, that you can see on the screen. So, this is how these on key up event and functions works. So, these program demonstrate keyboard event handling and how to convert user input into uppercase automatically. The next code demonstrate mouse event. So, here I have one image which initially displays this dog picture, and when I move mouse over this dog, it will convert it into cat. So, how this will work? Let us see. Here we have one image with initially set to 2.jpg, which is this dog image, and its height and width we set, and on mouse over I call these functions mouse over image, and on mouse out I call these functions mouse out image. So, you have to do nothing but you have to just change its source to another image. So, here I take one variable img which points to this image, and then I change its image to 1.jpg whenever mouse is move over this picture, and whenever mouse is out of this image I will restore my original image. So, let us demonstrate this code inside browser. So, this is our initial image. Now, I move mouse over this dog. So, it is converted into cat image by using mouse over keyboard event, and when I move mouse out of it, it restore its original image. So, this is how our code works, and these code demonstrate mouse event. The another important use of JavaScript is data validation. So, what is data validation is? Data validation is the process of checking that user input is proper information or user input is properly provided. Now, what are the examples of validations is that all required fields are entered by user or not, is there any data type mismatch, check whether numeric data is in range or not. For example, marks accepted may be in from 1 to 100, then two values are equal or not. For example, confirm password and password must be same, then checking data for certain combination of character, like as in the case of email, that it should at least contain @ dot and other permittable characters. So, data validation is very important, and JavaScript is a client side scripting language. That means, data can be validated on client side before submitting to the server. So, it is a very important features of JavaScript to validate data. Now, we take two examples of data validation. We take two examples of data validations, but before that we will discuss regular expression, which can be used to check whether input is in particular combination of characters and digits or not. So, regular expression is an object that describes a pattern of characters, and it is used to perform pattern matching and search and replace function to the text. Now, syntax for creating regular expression is slash, then you have to write down pattern, and optionally you can provide modifier. Now, if I use modifier as I, it performs case insensitive matching, G for global match, and M to perform multi-line matching. Now, how to write down regular expression? You can use bracket to write down regular expression, and description of each expression is given that, for example, if I write down in bracket ABC, so it only allows ABC. If I write down negate and ABC, so it does not allow ABC. Similarly, third is used to represent that any character between 0 to 9, and fourth represent any character which is not 0 to 9. The last represent alternatives, either x or y. You can also use meta characters to specify word character, non-word character, digit, non-digit, white space, non-white space, beginning or end of word, null character, new line character, form feed, carriage return, tab character, vertical tab, etc. So, these are the meta characters that you can use inside regular expression with their meaning, which is fixed. Now, we can also use quantifiers. For example, if I write down n plus, it means matches any string that contains at least one n, and n asterisk matches any string that contains 0 or more occurrence of n. So, and so on. So, these are the quantifiers that you can use in regular expression. Now, we take one example of email. Now, email must start with A to Z, 0 to 9, which may be A to Z may be in small or upper, plus it may have one or more occurrence of @ then we have domain name, which again consists of A to Z, capital or small, plus it should be has one dot, and last is a domain name which is A to Z or capital or small, but domain name should be either 2 to 4 character. Again I repeat, the email should contain username which is a to Z, small or capital 0 to 9, plus @ then provider which is Gmail, Yahoo Mail, etc. or server name. So, it again consists of A to Z or small a to Z, capital or small, then dot, and finally domain name, which here we specify that it should end with 2 to 4 character. So, this is a regular expression for email. Similarly, for mobile number we should have 0 to 9 digit combination which may be 10 to 11 characters. So, this is how we can write down regular expression to validate input. Now, here I write down one code to demonstrate validation. So, here user first name, middle name and last name is a required field, username is also required field, password and confirmed password should be matched, and email address and phone number is validated using regular expression discussed earlier. So, when I press this submit query, I want to validate that it should enter these required field as well as email and phone in proper combination, and password and confirm password should be matched. Now, we look at code for these. So, here is a function validate which access user first name. So, before understand function validate, we go to the HTML part. So, here first name is UFN, middle name is UMN, last name is ULN, and username is UN, password is pass, confirm password is cpass, and email, for email I use name email, and for phone number I use PNO, and finally there is a submit button. So, whenever this function validate is called on submit, so here I write down on submit and I write down return validates, which returns either true or false. So, here to access first name I write down document.forms, and my form is the name of my form, and UFN is the name of text field, and value represent value of first name. So, if UFM is blank or null, we display please enter first name. Similarly, we write down for middle name, last name and username, and password must be there. So, for password we also write down, if it is blank or null, we write down please fill out the password. Now, in cpass variable we store the value of confirm password, that you can see from highlighted code, and if it is null we must say please fill out the confirm password. If it is filled, next we check whether password and confirm password is same. If it is same, we proceed further, else we say password does not match. And here inside email we take email of user. If it is null, we say user please fill out the email address. Here I write down filter for email address, which is nothing but regular expression where we discussed earlier, and we test whether these email pass these filter. If it is, we do nothing, otherwise if it is not, we say please provide proper email address. Similarly, we perform validations for mobile number. Now, we try to execute these inside browser. So, we go to browser and press submit query. So, it will ask please enter first name. So, here I am providing my first name, then I press again submit query. Now, it asks for middle name. So, I middle name, then it will ask for last name if it is not entered. So, I write down last name, then my username, it must be provided with password. So, here I write down some password. So, it says please fill out the confirm password. So, I re-enter password, but different from other than password. So, it says password does not match. Now, I am providing correct password. So, it will ask whether email address is entered or not. So, here I write down ABC as Gmail. So, this is not correct. So, it says please provide proper email address. Now, I add domain name. Now, it will say please fill out mobile number. So, I am giving mobile number of 10 digit. If it is less than that, it says please enter valid mobile number. So, now it is 10 digit mobile number. So, my data is submitted. So, this is how validation done using JavaScript. Now, we take last example to demonstrate how to verify numeric data for particular range. Here we assume that student marks must be between 1 to 100. So, here you can see if I write down -1 and press submit, it shows enter marks between 1 to 100. If I enter marks which is more than 100, again it shows enter marks between 1 to 100, and if I enter marks between 1 to 100, it shows valid marks. Now, how to write down these, that we show inside code. So, here for mark I given name student marks, and for name I write down student name, and whenever this form is submitted, I call this function form validation. Now, inside form validation I declare one variable marks, and inside mark I take value of student marks using document object model format. Now, is NaN is used to check whether marks is number or not. If it is not, if it is mark, but if it is less than 1, or if it is mark, it is a number, but greater than 100, then I say enter marks between 1 to 100 and return false. But if all these three conditions are false, it means marks is a number and between 1 to 100. So, we display valid marks. Now, we see this code inside browser. So, we see this code inside browser. So, here I write down my name and provide invalid marks, and when I press submit, it says enter marks between 1 to 100. If I write down more than 100, again it says enter max between 1 to 100, but if I enter proper max, then it says valid max. So, this is how we can test for range for numeric values. Now, in this session we have learned dialog boxes available in JavaScript. We have handled various events in JavaScript. We have also learned regular expression and how to write regular expression in JavaScript, and we have performed various validation in JavaScript using regular expression. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.